Hello, friends. Welcome to the Pilates for the People podcast, the podcast where we talk about movement, mindset, and why your glutes deserve better than being sat on all day long. I'm Lindsay, your friendly Pilates loving, alignment obsessed movement guide, and today we're talking about something that honestly I think we all struggle with at some point. How the heck do you actually stay consistent with exercise? Because let's be real. Some days we're all in. We are feeling like a fitness influencer. We feel like we wake up at 5 a.m. and drink celery juice. And other days we blink and somehow we haven't moved in 3 weeks, except like maybe to get snacks, right? Nothing, not that there is anything wrong with snacks. We need snacks. Food is fuel. And also designed to bring joy and awesomeness to our lives. So, anyhow, if you have ever made an elaborate workout plan and then promptly ignored it, don't worry. You're not broken. You're just human. If you have ever gotten a year or a year and a half into a workout plan and gotten bored, don't worry. You're also not broken. You're just human. And so today, honestly, I think this is a universal human experience. That's one of the things that I want to talk about on this podcast is things that we all struggle with and how we can overcome it so that we can live better lives so that we can show up for the people and the causes that matter most to us. We're breaking down 5 effective and simple ways to get and stay consistent with exercise. Plus, you're going to get some actionable steps to make sure that this time it really seriously actually sticks. So, first piece is to redefine or reconnect with your why. So, before we even talk about what to do, seriously, we need to figure out why we're doing it. If your why is something vague like, oh, I don't know, I just want to be healthier, or oh, I just want to be more flexible, or I'm like trying to think about. So I talk to hundreds of people about what their why is for getting started at our studios. And so often people's first answer is very surface level. And when our why, our first answer is very surface level, so is our commitment. And so you have to do a little bit of mindset work to dig a little bit deeper because otherwise your brain's going to hit snooze and roll over. So you've got to figure out how to make it personal. So maybe it's something more like, I want to play on the floor with my kids, or I want to play on the floor with my grandkids, or it's, I want to be able to put my luggage in the overhead bin while I travel. That is my personal, like, number one favorite reason that people come to us is to be able to travel independently. Maybe it's you want to live independently for longer. Maybe it's you're caring for an aging, ailing parent and you're realizing that you want to take better care of yourself so that your kids have it easier as you age. Maybe it's that you don't want your knees to make ominous crunching sounds every time you stand up. Maybe you want to feel a little bit better in your skin. Maybe you've been prioritizing all of the people in your life and you've just really disconnected from your body, from your mind, from taking care of yourself. So maybe it's a journey to reconnecting to yourself. So often we see new moms totally lose themselves. Like, this is a great, like, I want to reconnect to myself. I want to show my kids that health and wellness is important. I want to show them that they, just like when they become parents, it's so important that they take care of themselves. So it's so important that you spend time getting clear on your why. And your why needs to make you smile when you think about it. When you sit down and you vision out, okay, if I'm consistent, I come to the studio 2 or 3 days a week for a year, what's going to happen? Like, I want you to get crystal clear in your head what that is going to look like, because that is going to be the thing that makes you care enough to get off the couch. So, first action step time is to fill in this blank. And like, I'll wait. You can pause this, you can come back to it. Fill this sentence in. I want to move more so I can blank. That's all. It's so simple. I want to move more so I can feel blank. And if that first answer that comes out is a little bit surface level, I want you to ask yourself why and then write another answer. And if that one still feels surface level, I want you to do it again and again and again until you get to the real feeling, until you get to the I want to show up for the people and causes that matter most to me reason, because that's what's going to keep you So hang on to that, because that why is what's going to get you moving on the days where it's rainy and you don't want to leave your house, where, all of a sudden it gets dark at 5 p.m. and you definitely don't want to go anywhere. It's just going to be there for you on the days where your motivation goes to you. Maybe you have a really rough day at work. This is going to help you keep showing up. And you don't feel better if you don't keep showing up. So it's worth doing. All right. So action step, well, not action step, but piece number 2, strategy number 2 to getting consistent is make it ridiculously, and I mean ridiculously, easy to start. Consistency is killed when you make movement feel like a NASA level mission. Moving our bodies is not rocket science. It does not need to be rocket science. And so if you can just make it really simple to get started, you're going to be so much more consistent. You do not need a 2-hour workout with 7 different props and a complicated protein shake formula. Just get started. Keep it simple. Sign up for a couple classes. Try a modality that you think you're going to like. Go back to a modality that you already know that you like. And when I say modality, I mean yoga or Pilates or spin or HIIT classes. Just find something that you're going to enjoy, and then take away all of the barriers to you doing it. Right? So sign up for the class, lay your clothes out the night before, pack your gym bag the night before, take it to work with you, organize childcare in advance, organize doggy daycare in advance, figure out and spend some time thinking through what might keep me from being consistent, what might hold me back from being successful here, and go ahead and just remove that, plan to remove those barriers for yourself. Just get rid of it. It doesn't have to be complicated. You don't have to do everything at once. You just have to get started. You don't have to fix your nutrition and your movement and your workout clothes just do one piece at a time. Instead of I need a whole new wardrobe, try to just wear whatever's not on the laundry pile, right? So set a tiny, very tiny and doable movement goal today. So not a huge one, a really, really attainable one. So maybe today you just sign up for your next couple of classes, or it's you go figure out, you dust off your grippy socks. So you find them where they are in the bottom of your drawer, or you just say, heck with that, I'm going to buy them when I get to the studio. So that's your action step, is set one tiny movement goal and then do it. Okay. So on to strategy number 3 is to actually find joy in your movement. So here's a secret. If you hate your workout, you are not going to do it. Wild, right? Mind blowing. I know that's the kind of wisdom that you tune in here for. Seriously, forget what's supposed to, should, quote unquote. Don't should on yourself. We say that all the time here. Don't should on yourself about what is a good workout or what you should be doing, and find something that makes you laugh, or at least not want to die while you're doing it, right? So if you don't like doing something, you don't have to start there. You don't have to do it, right? Start with movement you enjoy in a community and an environment that you enjoy. If you hate running, don't run. If you love dancing, do some dance workouts. You want to chill out a little bit, find some yoga. Love laying down? May I introduce you to Pilates? May I introduce you to yoga as well? Yoga classes end with guided nap time. You get to do a lot of work in Pilates while you're laying down. I joke all the time, it is exercising in the fetal position. I occasionally will joke that yoga and Pilates are for people who hate the gym, because they're just so friendly. They're so good for our body. They're low impact, but they're fun, and they bring in the mind-body connection, which also helps us stay consistent, because we're getting to know ourselves on a deeper, more intimate level, which means that we're able to anticipate the things that are going to knock us off course. We're able to have some more self-compassion, to be gentle with ourselves when maybe we happen to get knocked off course. And like we started this tip number 3 to find joy in the movement, they're joyful. They're meant to be fun practices. They're meant to be a little bit playful. You're meant to have a good time. Here's your action step for this. Think of one way you actually like to move, or one way you think you might actually like to move, and schedule it this week. And if you can't think of one, we need to have a talk, because movement is medicine. And there's tons and tons of research that backs up moving gives us endorphins. Endorphins make us happy. And it's really good stuff. I think about the quote from Legally Blonde often. She's in the courtroom and she is, trying to defend a client who had not killed her husband, but had been accused of killing her husband. And Elle Woods goes, well, of course she didn't kill her husband. She works out all the time and exercise makes people happy, and happy people just don't kill their husbands. So stay happy, don't do murders, right? Like move your body, you will feel better. All right. On to step number 4, create some accountability and community. So if we're talking accountability, is one of my favorite ways to think about accountability is having someone who will lovingly call you out when you bail. If left to our own devices, many of us will prioritize rewatching TV shows, scrolling on our phones, falling down a doom cycle of scrolling through the news instead of moving our bodies. So make sure that someone's checking in on you. Find a workout buddy. Peer pressure works. Science says so. There's so many studies that I could quote about how having someone along helps you. One of my very favorite ones took a group of people and gave everyone who said they wanted to start this workout plan a buddy. And everyone who started the plan with a buddy, even if the buddy wasn't consistent, even if the buddy quit after a couple of weeks, everyone who started their journey with a buddy, 95% of those people were still going strong 6 months later. So just starting with someone means that you are way more likely to be consistent. 95% of those people who started with someone were still consistent, and that is really pretty incredible. So do yourself a favor. Grab yourself a buddy. It is why when someone joins us as a member, we give you guest passes to give away so that you've got someone who is starting at the very beginning with you. All right. Next idea for using some of this accountability is to sign up for a class where people expect you. One of the things that I love best about our studios is the small group feel, the way that community forms, the way that you just get to know people really well. And if you've got this group, like if you always go to the studio like this day and this day, these people are going to learn. Like they're going to know, like you're going to learn them, you're going to know them, and they're going to expect you. You're going to want to go see your friends. They're going to ask you where you were if you weren't there. And seriously, it's just, there's nothing like it. There's nothing like watching those relationships form. That's something you want, right? You want a group of people who are also making healthy choices, who are taking care of themselves so that they can show up for others, right? That's a good thing. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So next idea, join an accountability challenge. So like perhaps our upcoming March Gladness Challenge, we do it every March. When you take 6 classes, bring a friend and leave us a review, you win a t-shirt. So it's just a way to stay consistent. It's a way to bring a little bit more joy, a little bit of playfulness, a little bit of fun into the studio. It is a way to get yourself moving, get recommitted to your practice if you've kind of fallen away from it, or to just get started, period. So here's your action step. Send a text right now, to a friend and say, want to work out together this week. I need accountability or I'll accidentally hibernate. So just send that text. Want to work out together this week. I need accountability or I will accidentally hibernate. Cool. If that friend doesn't text you back, text another friend. That one doesn't text you back, text another friend. It will be worth it. You'll both feel better and chances are you're going to have a really good time. Okay, last and final tip, number 5, is to be flexible and keep it real. So the most important step here, honestly, is to cut yourself some slack. Give yourself a little bit of grace. You are not a machine. Sometimes it just happens. Sometimes you're going to miss a workout. You're going to eat this. Sometimes you're just not going to make it. You're going to have days where movement is getting out of bed and nothing else. And that's fine. Seriously, that's okay. Like over the span of a month, missing a day isn't a big deal. But over the span of a month, missing a day and then never getting started back again does become a big deal, right? So consistency, just think about it this way. Consistency it's not about never missing a day. It's about getting back on track without the guilt spiral. So instead of thinking, I messed up, I'm not going to deal with that anymore. I messed up. I always do this. I always sign up. I never finish. Like, instead of going there, instead of beating yourself up about it, or instead of, saying, oh, I messed up. I'm always too busy. I never have time for this. I can't ever make this work. Say, hey, I had a rough week. It was a little bit intense. I'm going to get back on track next week. And that's going to be okay. So, just instead of going down that shame spiral or a rabbit hole of, well, this is why this never works and I'm going to just give up this time, have a moment, breathe through it, think like, okay, here's what happened. Here's what I could do next week to make sure that this doesn't happen. Or I'm going to go tomorrow instead. Or let me see if, let me see if there are any spots available this weekend. I'm just get back on the horse, just get back on the horse. Perfection is overrated. Progress is the goal. I'm going to say that again because it is so important. Perfection is overrated. Progress is the goal. So here's your action step. Ask yourself, what is the smallest way that I can move today? And then please, my friends, do that. Even if you don't make it to class that day, you can still move your body, or even if you don't make it to class that day because something happened, you can still rebook for the next week. So think through what's a little way that you could be flexible to cut yourself some slack and stay consistent. How can you shift your mindset from I made this like, oh, I missed one and now the world is on fire and I'm never going to be able to do this again. That mindset, that it's called black or white thinking, that mindset knocks so many people off track that if you can just overcome that, the sky is the limit for you. You can absolutely feel amazing. Okay, so quick recap before you go off and conquer the world and get consistent with your exercise is to, one, redefine your why, make it personal, make it meaningful. Two, make it ridiculously easy to start, lower the barrier, plan in advance for the things that might knock you off course so that you can overcome that. Number three, find joy in movement. You do not have to suffer to move your body. You truly do not. Find a workout that you enjoy. I cannot recommend yoga and Pilates enough. So many people tell us that they wish that they had gotten started sooner because it's just so much fun and so low impact in their bodies just feel amazing. It's the only workout that I know of where you leave feeling more energized and calmer than when you started. All right, number four, create accountability. Bring in your people. Send that text. Come in. It'll help you stay consistent. And then finally, number five, be flexible. Keep it real. Remember progress over perfection. So it was so wonderful to get to be with you. I hope that this helps you stay consistent. And if you're ready, if you're really, really ready to go all in and commit, we hope that you'll come and join our March Gladness Challenge. We would love to see you 4 to 6 or hopefully more classes in the month of March. And, you don't have to wait until March to get started. We have new member specials running all of the time. I hope you'll check those out. And we make consistency fun, personalized, and way, way less intimidating. We cannot wait to have you in. We're so fired up for how amazing you are going to feel. So until next time, my friends, keep moving, keep laughing, and remember that yoga and Pilates love you.